The topic that I'm going to present here is about RAG. RAG is Retrieval-Augmented Generation. Now, I'm going to do some presentation and demo as well in this, and we'll take the questions at the end. Now, again, what topics I'm going to cover is, of course, talking about the RAG, explaining what it is for those of you who don't know about it, talking about the importance of high-quality data, because, of course, data is what we are using in all these applications. And then there will be a demo followed by how you can leverage RAG with ABBYY products. Now, I would say the importance of AI and LLMs in the industry as of now is undeniable. And we all know that, again, all of us are using one way or the other some AI products, and a lot of them are moving towards the LLM approach. And again, I would say LLM is definitely one small part of the whole AI ecosystem, but then it is one important part. It's becoming one important part of it, and a lot of us are using it in a very day-to-day usage as well, starting from writing an email to building a contract, or sometimes more as well, or writing codes to develop applications. Now, what is RAG? What is RAG? It is Retrieval-Augmented Generation. Now, imagine you must have used any LLM, maybe ChatGPT, maybe Google Gemini, and you ask a question. It gives you the response, but then you don't get an option to train it. Now, the RAG is a technique where you enhance the accuracy and quality of the response that is generated by LLM. Because sometimes LLM gives you wrong response, it hallucinates. I tried, while I was building this, I was building a demo, and with my team, I asked it a question. I asked ChatGPT a question, who is Rahul Kapoor? And give me a very funny response. It's that Rahul Kapoor is an Indian TV actor who worked in, I don't know, Kasauti Zindagi Ki. So it was so funny for me. But then, again, that's not the answer I expected, and definitely that's not the answer you would expect when you ask your day-to-day questions to those LLMs. Now, again, give you an example. If you ask ChatGPT, what is the timeline duration? What is the timeout duration for manual review link in ABBYY Vantage? So you must have seen ABBYY Vantage review before in the previous sessions, where user can validate the document, whatever information is extracted, whether it's correct or not. There's a review link which is generated. So I asked it a question: what is the duration? How much time for which it is valid? It gave me this response, which was a very generic response, I would say. This does not contain the information that I expect from it. It gives me a very generic response that it depends upon how the application is established and also thing. Imagine your business processes. Maybe you're asking for, you're processing hundreds of invoices. You're asking, can you check whether invoice number 1 to 3, the payment is done or not? It won't be able to give you that response. But then, in case if you connect your LLM with RAG is the Retrieval-Augmented Generation system. Now, if you ask the same question, it will give you the correct response that it is valid for 7 days. Now, that's the power of it, where when I upload the necessary documentation of ABBYY to it and ask the same question, it will give me the correct response. And we'll see it in action in a while after a few minutes. And now, again, how RAG works. And it's a two-step process, I would say. The first is retrieval, and second is generation. So in step 1, I would say, the user asks a question to the retrieval module, and this retrieval module, along with a vector database, you need to establish at your organization. And then, again, whatever question I ask to the retrieval module, it will query my vector database for the exact reference of it. Maybe it will look for a matching segment of it in a particular document that maybe you ask a question. Maybe if you are in an HR use case and you have hundreds of resumes that you have received and you have processed using your document processing system, and you have all the data collected into a vector database, and you can check. You can ask. Maybe you ask a question. Can you give me a list of resumes that I have, or name of the people that I have who are specialized in ABBYY Vantage and ABBYY Timeline both, and maybe certified as well. And so that's maybe the question that you may ask, and it will bring back those resume, but then not the, maybe look for a context and look for the particular segments where they have their experience and certifications mentioned in those resumes. But then it will send that the context that is extracted from those documents, and it will send it with a prompt, that the question that you have asked from those LLMs, it will ask that the same question, along with the reference that you have extracted from your vector database or using the retrieval mechanism, and then send it to your choice of LLM. It could be ChatGPT, it could be Google Gemini, it could be any other LLM platform. And then in that case, it will bring the correct response with you. Now, of course, in all this, when you are sending that prompt along with our data to the LLM, the quality of data, it matters. We want again, we want a high quality response. So for that, we need to feed in high quality data. Otherwise, it's garbage in, garbage out. So and that's why the role of high quality data is very important, because again, where you will get the data. Now, the data, I would say 90% of the data you have available in a structured format, as we have seen in the presentation with Bruce, in those documents. And then you need to extract those data, which is in those black documents, in those unstructured, structured, or all these documents that you have in your systems or in your physical documents, and then feed it to your retrieval system or the LLM. Now, again, that's why the role of high quality data is important, and that's where ABBYY comes into picture, where ABBYY will be able to help you to extract all the information that you have in your documents with this high quality, best in the market OCR, so that you have, and again, by supporting 200 plus different languages across the globe. So you have all the data extracted from your document, whichever language it is, whatever the quality is, extracted from those documents and stored in your system. Now we'll switch to a demo. I'll just quickly show you how it will work. Now, I have built this demo application especially for this DevCon, for all you to see. Now, this is connected behind the scene with both ABBYY Vantage and OpenAI. I have my OpenAI API key entered here in the text box, and as of now, I'm not connecting it with Vantage. I'll just ask a quite simple question. Again, the question comes from this document. So I have a closing disclosure document, which is very famous in case of a mortgage. When you're applying for a loan, it gives you the statement of the final loan, how to look, who is the vendor, who's the lender, who's the borrower, and all those information is available in this document. And maybe you are processing it regularly with in your business scenarios. Now, maybe if you have a question around this. So this is regarding this particular loan ID, and maybe I have a settlement agent name here. So again, maybe I'm processing thousands of these documents, and if I ask a question from an LLM here, and this is connected with GPT 3.5 Turbo model, I can maybe connect it with GPT-4 as well. But then if I ask the question directly from the LLM without any connection with a RAG module or without any connection with the ABBYY Vantage, again, it's a wrong response. Thomas title and escrow is not even available in this document, and then it gave me a very wrong response. Maybe it had it somewhere on the web, saved in a particular document. That's why, because it is stored on the data publicly available on the web, and that's why it gave me a very wrong response in reference to this document. Now, what I will do in this case is I will first log into my Vantage environment, and this application that I've built, it's a demo application. It is behind the scene connected with my ABBYY Vantage tenant through APIs only. I'll just click on, currently it's disconnected, I'll click on login. So I'm logged in. Now, I will upload the document that we were looking at here. What will happen is it's actually processing this document behind the picture, it's sending it to ABBYY Vantage using the API and extracting all the text out of that document and then bringing it to a vector database. It is breaking it down and saving it in a vector database for me to use and then get the correct response out of it. Now, if I ask the same question again this time, and again, still using the same LLM model, the only difference is I added a retrieval mechanism at the center before you actually send it to an LLM. If I ask the same question, it gave me the answer of it was New Horizon Abstract incorporated and brought the source as well, the exact context from where it was available on the document. So if I switch back to the document and I scroll down to the last page somewhere, so it's written here, New Horizon Abstract INC is the settlement agent for this particular loan ID. Now, and that's where, again, we all know at one time or other you must have faced that issue with LLMs where you ask it a question and it's giving you a wrong response and then you say, oh, maybe this is not what I'm expecting, can you check again or maybe check again? It still does not give you the correct response until you provide the right context. And in some cases, if you have the right data, right context available, it will give you, of course, the definite response. The context should be available either in the LLM already trained, or in this case, we can provide it at the runtime while using our vector database or the retrieval-augmented generation model. Can you switch back to the presentation? Now, again, how to leverage ABBYY for that. So it starts with identifying the use case. Of course, definitely, you need to look for the use case that you are targeting, maybe where you have the maximum ROI that you may expect, maybe where you have the most bottlenecks or where you have the maximum pain and actually extracting that information, looking for that information. And then it goes to document ingestion processing. And then in that case, you will ingest all the document through ABBYY Vantage or ABBYY Flexi Capture. Preferably Vantage I would recommend because it comes with all those pre-built skills so that you can quickly have those document data extracted. Or in some cases, our OCR container as well, where you want all the text from the document to be extracted, or document schema to be extracted as well. You can do that. And then you will extract all that information. And then the data will be prepared. It will be formatted accordingly for your retrieval, for your vector database, for retrieval. And then it will be integrated with your retrieval system so that, again, whenever you ask a question, whenever you ask a prompt, it gives you the right response. And that's why you will integrate it with your retrieval system, both the vector database as well as the LLM. And then last is actually final, which is the generation mechanism, where you will generate the response based out of whatever queries you have. You will give it to your business users for them to consume it, use it, and then have their queries resolved. Now, providing precise data is very important, and I would say we already discussed that. But then Vantage can help you to provide to get that data that is lying in your document, that is lying in your whether physical documents or digital documents or scanned documents, and in some cases you may have phone click pictures as well that we have already seen. Now, the CNN and RN algorithm available in Vantage are also the pre-built skill available in Vantage helps you to extract all these data that you have in your documents. Now, that data could be, I would say, structured data, which you have in your document. It could be, I would say, some simple forms like we already saw. It could be an invoice, purchase order, it could be a loan document, and so on. Or it could be all the text from your document. In some cases, you may have to extract all the text from your document. Maybe it's a contract, it's an SOW, it's a legal document that you need to extract your information from. So in that case, it could be a full text, or in some cases, it could be a document schema as well, or the structure. Maybe in some cases, you have documents where you have where the schema is important for you. Maybe you want to find whatever text which is written in a particular font or a particular color or in a particular placement, and that's why you can extract the document schema as well using Vantage, where it gives you the position of the characters. It gives you in some cases, the fine art engine also provides you whether the text is bold or italic or just the font size and all those things. So in some cases, the document schema is also important. And then, and the way you will use it is you are processing your invoices, your documents, your loan applications, your KYC documents, all your documents through Vantage for your day-to-day processing, where it is going to your line of business application for your general processing. Maybe you are doing some payments, you want to extract information from those remittance advices and have it uploaded in a particular system. So that is going to your line of business application. And additionally, the same data which you have already extracting from your documents using Vantage, you are using and you're storing that data and feeding it to your LLM or your RAG using the retrieval mechanism, where you will store it in a vector database and have it stored. And again, this is not a very new technology. It was in the market from a long time, but then since recently the LLM and AI and I would say ChatGPT of the world, they came into existence and everybody have started using it in some cases in production or in a POC perspective. It is important to use it the right way, I would say, and at the most cost efficient way as well, where you don't want to train your LLM on all the data that you have, because again, the pricing is per text or per word that is going to your LLM, so you don't want that. In some cases, you have privacy issues where you do not want all the data flowing to the LLMs, to the ChatGPT. It can help you to remove all the PI information. Vantage can help you remove all the PI information from your document, and then send only the redacted data, only the specific data that you want to the vector database, so that you don't have any information that you do not want to flow through LLM flowing through. Now, I was discussing this with one of our partner outside during lunch that, see, why not we, instead of doing that, we build our own small level LLM and train it with their own documents, where it won't cost it that much or all those things. And then I want to argue here where in case you're training, of course, you can achieve the same result or I would say similar result using your own custom LLM as well. I'm not talking about using an existing LLM. I'm talking about you're building your own custom LLM, which is not as much complex as it is now, which it was before. Now, and there are different, I would say, pros of using the RAG over building your own LLM. For instance, if you are building your own LLM, you need to procure a huge infrastructure to run that models or even to train those models, and it will take you a huge amount of time just to train those custom LLM with all the data that you have with you. And again, even in that case, you will surely need ABBYY Vantage or any IDP to extract the data from your documents so that you can train those custom LLM. But then this is using RAG. It's a much faster approach. It's less in cost as well, and gives you a better response because everything is lying in your on-prem as well. Now, again, of course, a lot of you already know about ABBYY, what we do, how our OCR works, but then still for those who are new, again, we do have pre-built AI skills which would be able to extract the data for you to train your RAG models right out of the box. We have close to 100 skills available in the marketplace, and you can build your own. I would recommend everyone in the community who's available there, all the ABBYY developers, to build your own skill, upload it into the marketplace for everyone to use, to share in the community as well. And then, of course, that will someday help you or others as well. Skills built by others would be useful to you. Skills built by you would be helpful for others as well. Now, of course, we have that parallel processing happening inside Vantage, where, of course, if you upload one document, it may take, for instance, 5 seconds, but then if you upload 100 documents, it won't take 500 seconds. It may take you 15 seconds for you to parallelly process all the documents and extract the information, because when you are training a RAG model, you may need to extract data from hundreds of thousands of, sometimes millions of documents. So it gives you that speed where you quickly perform that extraction. And again, it supports 200 plus different languages, and complicated structures as well. We have already seen a demo of unstructured documents where you extract the information from those complicated layouts sometimes, those complicated tables, those unstructured documents. It can handle all those documents. And of course, it is API ready where you can quickly start using it. It is hosted on as a SaaS, and you can just quickly start request for a tenant. It will be available to you for you to use. This I will end.